class is 2-4.
I've been watching a few different blogs, and like bed talking now is a thing apparently. So I'm gonna give that a shot because I just woke up having the nightmare about buying a DJI Action Pro camera and then regretting it. I don't know where that came from. It's like a whole dream, about that camera that you hold and you walk around. And I'm like, oh, I want that. Why am I dreaming about this? Holy shit. I guess it's been on my mind. But in the dream was that I shouldn't get it. I have to get headphones instead. I think that was the conclusion of the dream. Absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I thought I'd give you guys an update about the last couple of months. I've been really burned out, just like at the end of the day. So I pretty much get home, I eat, and I lay down in bed like this. And I just go comatose from like 7 o'clock at night to like 5 a.m. because I wake up. And that's better. Is that creepy? I don't know. Just on repeat, and I haven't done it. This is too close. On repeat, I just like haven't done anything. The little free time that I do have, I've been going to the gym to try and stay healthy, I've been going to the writing group on Wednesdays, and I have been trying to work on some side projects like this, and I'm working on a computer program to play a video game for me. And I've been also trying to learn a little bit about reverse engineering, which has not been a topic that I've historically been super interested in learning about. Well, that's kind of a lie. I never wanted to learn it on my own. Now I kind of do, but it's all for this game project because it's like a game I've played forever, and I'm like, it would be really interesting now because I've played the game enough to where I don't really want to play it anymore. It'd be really interesting to break or figure out how this game works that I've been playing my whole life, because it breaks that cycle of addiction for me because, oh man, I'm kind of done with games. But if I can learn from them, that's a different thing. Like that's interesting to me. So I haven't felt like going out so much, and that's been taking up most of my time. And the update on the writing. The writing's going pretty well. I haven't been writing as much as I would like. Like I would like to write at least like 500 words a day, but I've been getting a lot less than that, like maybe 1,000 words a week. But we're up to 50,000 words now, so halfway done with the book. First draft. It's a first draft though, and I mean, it's okay. There's parts of it that make sense. There's parts of it, a lot of it doesn't make sense. The characters need a lot of work, and the book needs a lot of work in general. I think I'll probably get 100,000 words still. If I write 1,000 words a day, every day, which isn't going to happen from now until the end of March, on my birthday, I should finish the first draft. And the idea is that on that birthday, I'll get myself a new computer. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Like I don't even want to be in front of a computer because I'm in front of a computer all day at work for 8 hours. I come home and I'm at a computer working on my project for another like 4 hours. I don't see anyone. I don't leave my room, and I don't do more things to be social. So I think I have like one decent like friend kind of. There's like been some people that I've met in passing who I've like visited and gone to their house and stuff, but like I wouldn't consider them friends. Still more of like an acquaintance. It's really hard to make friends here. It's one thing like I wouldn't recommend people, well, like after living abroad and working in another country, I wouldn't recommend it for everyone because especially initially when you're not used to it, it's incredibly brutal. Like it's so bad just to be completely alone kind of feeling. And like you don't, it's not kind of, you are completely alone. You don't know anyone. And it can last like that for years unless you make a serious effort to meet people. But if you don't know how to do that initially, or you're just not that kind of person to go out of your way and go to these public places, like I'm not a bar person, I don't go to taverns or anything, and I'm not a sports person, so I don't meet anyone at sports. I don't have that as an interest. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a great feeling all the time. But I'm not super depressed right now. I'm distracted by my work, so going pretty well, I think. But yeah, since my last video, which ended in the summer, I've just been doing the same thing at work, building bots, building tools for people to interact with. If you need to see some kind of metric at the company, I'll build this dashboard that they can review and see like all the graphs and stuff. So I'm pretty much working as a statistician plus like programming. And statistics was my least favorite class in school. One of my least favorite classes, I think. And I cheated in it too. So it's like, I did pretty well, but well, it wasn't cheating. It was an open note test. I just happened to have the internet as well. So it's like, okay. But I don't know. It's not my strength. That's for sure. But I can do it. I can do a lot of things. But I don't think it's like my future. But it's a important skill to have, I think, data analysis. Not sure. So yeah, I haven't made a lot of these videos because they take a lot out of me. And they really stress me out. I think about it all the time. Like, you should be making a video. You should be making a video. But I don't. So, oh well.
I get like too personal, but
So, I think, like, in the future, fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna, what I want to do, I feel like I've been in a shell for a long time, and I haven't had the time or peace of mind to figure out who I actually am and like what I actually want to do. And I have a little bit of that now, and I think it's mostly just projects. I consider this a project, and I don't think this is really what I want to do. So an idea that I have is I really want to talk more about my projects, but I don't think this is really the place to do it. So I'm going to make a new channel. I probably won't post anything to it for a while, but it'll just be like science mostly, and me teaching myself new things and then just talking about that. I don't expect it to get any views, but if it does, that'll be pretty cool. And yeah, I'm just going to talk about my projects mostly on that channel. And initially it'll be private. I don't want any of my friends to know about it. And I just want it to be kind of like my own place where I can go and, I don't know, be myself more, I feel like. Because I have this inclination to kind of wall myself off from who I would like to express myself as a little bit. And I need to kind of explore more with that. And it's really hard to when everyone's watching that I know in real life. So yeah, this is gonna be like a secret little place, which is what this initially was, but not so much anymore. I made the mistake of telling everyone, so now I'm uncomfortable. And I keep jumping between like, oh, I should post everything here, and oh, I should maybe have another second one. where I can be more myself without feeling weird, but this is more myself. So maybe this is better. I don't know. So yeah, I feel like, I don't know, a little stuck in Groningen. I don't, it doesn't really feel like home to me. I mean, it's pretty relaxing to be here. Everything's pretty easy to get to and close together, and everyone's pretty chill. Work's super chill. Pays pretty good. I mean, it's not great if you're in the US, but here it's pretty good. That's just a small part of it, and it's not really what I want to do long term. It's just what happened to be available. So yeah, I think in this next year, I'll stay for sure. I need to renew a lease soon on the apartment and find a new apartment. I will stay in Groningen for at least another year, and I think me staying longer would mean that, like, I found I don't know, a good group of friends, or I've settled in more, but I'm not really giving myself the chance. Only being here for 2 years takes a little longer than that to really get your roots in. I feel like I'm kind of self-sabotaging a little bit in a way if I do move away. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I think the skills I learn here with the programming and whatnot, which I had pretty much given up on before, will help a lot in finding a new job. I'm also not sure if I want to stay in the Netherlands. I mean, I've been here for 3 years now, about almost, and I like it. I enjoy living here. I just I haven't really found myself yet. I was hoping that I'd kind of just figure out what I wanted, get everything sorted right away, and go and do that, but it's not that easy. So I don't know, I'm a little lost. I'm like, I guess I'll work on my projects. And after traveling around Europe, that was like the one thing that I landed on. I realized that this kind of feels like a waste of time a little bit, just traveling to places for the sake of traveling. And I want to be more productive with my life, I guess, which is kind of a capitalist thing to say, but I mean more in the sense that I want to achieve my goals, and my goals are not necessarily traveling for the sake of traveling to new places. So yeah, I need a place where I can work on ideas and actually get them built and finished, and this could be the place for that. It could be, because it's pretty stable and relaxing, and housing is pretty cheap here, so it's a possibility for sure. But at the same time, it's not really the happening place, and I like being in happening places. So maybe a bigger city. Like, I really did enjoy Amsterdam. I don't know, some of my favorite cities, more bigger cities. I visited London since my last video. I visited a friend there who I met in a video game, like, I don't know, five plus years ago at this point. Probably a lot more than that, actually, like 7 years ago. And we've been talking occasionally online. And yeah, I went and I visited him in some quaint little British village city. And that was really quite pleasant. But yeah, it got me into gaming a little bit again. I'm like, oh no. I thought I'd given up on this for good. I visited all the nice places, and I went and stayed at some hostels in the city center area and in kind of Camden Town area. There's a lot of interesting coincidences that happened during that trip, mostly related to the game. I met a few people who I had played with in the game just by random chance in the city. It turns out they live in Groningen as well. And yeah, we played together for like 2 years in the game, and it was just the weirdest experience. Like the chances of that happening are so low, and we just happened to be staying at the same hostel, and we just happened to meet in the same jazz bar. And this was like the opposite. So he quit the game and said it ruined his life. I mean, my other friend still plays, so it's like I got two sides of the same coin. But yeah, it gives a little bit of perspective on like what my priorities should be and what I should be doing. And I don't think it's really games. I've explored the idea of being a game developer, and it's not me. It's definitely not me. So at least that's checked off the box. But I think like if I was ever a billionaire or something, or just a really like wealthy millionaire, I would invest in a game development company. That would be like one of the things I did. Like Star Citizen, except not a space sim, more of something like EVE Online, which is the game that I play all the time. Because, wow, space games are something else. Yeah, I'd give them all my money. So yeah, it's winter. It's kind of depressing. I haven't been super motivated, but I have been working on my things, and I've got the apartment a little bit nicer now. It's more homely as we're coming to the end of the lease, which is what tends to happen if I have a 1 year lease. So things tend to remain pretty Spartan and cold, which I am kind of sick of, but that's what you get when you only live in a place for 1 year at a time. I met some cool guys at one of the hostels, and I've been invited to Tokyo in Japan. The guy that I met lives in Tokyo. He's my age, and he's offered to show me around the city. So a future trip is going to be Tokyo for sure. What else? What new updates for you? Well, another update is I don't want to make update videos. Oh, no, come on. Piece of shit. I don't really want to make update videos anymore, if that makes sense. I want to talk more about like my ideas on life, maybe. I'm not really motivated anymore to do like a vlog. I don't know, it just takes a lot out of me, and there's not a lot of interesting things going on unless I make a lot of interesting things happen. So I think I'll probably do like an update video if something really interesting happens. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time for me, it feels like. And I don't think it's that interesting either. Of course, that's me making it boring, but you know, whatever. I'll talk about like my views on life or shit like that. I think that would be better. Yeah, like things I want to do this year. I don't know. I want to try and do a side business again. Like something that gets me excited and also helps make me money, because I think it's everyone's goal to be financially independent, but that's a big goal for me. I'm going to focus a little bit more on finding an idea and kind of innovating on things. Like I really like that as a process. So coming up with ideas and then trying to build them is something that I really enjoyed doing. I'm going to finish my book. It probably won't happen by my birthday, but that's the goal still, kind of. No, before the summer. During the summer. I'll finish during the summer. I'll finish during this. First draft. And then I made a really big decision for me. I decided to visit my family for the holidays. That was another thing that happened. So I went to Seattle for the first time in like 2 3/4 years. And I visited my family for 2 weeks on the island. Went around, visited some friends, burned some magnesium in my friend's backyard, as we do. Had some fun with a low pressure sodium lamp. Only shows one spectrum of color, so that was also neat. I don't really miss Seattle so much. After being in Europe for so long, I go back and I'm kind of shocked by how ugly it is.
I've heard Seattle's gotten really gross.
cities with the paved roads and there's no trees and it's all like, it's just kind of, I've been spoiled now. That was that, and I came back and I've just been chilling. It's like the schedule, the 9 to 5, it's a lot of work. It's almost like people just, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, well, people put up with this every day for like most of their lives. God, I'd be miserable. I need to find a job that like, this job doesn't even really feel like work so much, and yet it's still so draining. Like, how do people cope with this? Like it can't be healthy. Just, oh man, it just puts it like into picture again, like how important it is to me to try and figure out the whole financial independence thing. Like, I know I can do it. I'm going to work for myself. Like, that's going to be a thing that I do at some point in my life. And I've kind of already done it a little bit, but it hasn't been enough to like be financially stable and independent and all that. So that's something I'm really going to work on. And hopefully in the next few years, that's something I can figure out how to do, because it's important to me. Because I don't like having all of my brain power, all of my time put towards kind of a meaningless job. I mean, it's not entirely meaningless, but I'm building someone else's dream. That's like the whole idea behind it. I'm just a cog in a machine. I'm not building what I want to build, working in statistics, which is not what I want to do. Yeah, that'll be a big project of mine. Everything I do will probably in some way relate to that. Like, if it's a hobby, and that's kind of always the way it's been for me. I'm interested in hobbies that can make me money. Maybe not the healthiest thing, but it's something that I focus on. Because that's always been like in my childhood, that's always been a problem. My parents always fought about money. So it was always on my mind, and it was always my idea in my head that I'm never going to be like them. I'm never going to have money be a problem for me. And I'm going to be free of that. And it's kind of interesting. It's a little bit of eye-opening, but a lot of my relatives don't have that problem at all, but they still stress about money, and it's always been about money. And I just don't want it to be about money. Even by like focusing my fixation kind of on financial independence makes me all focused on money again. And one of the ideas of traveling was that I kind of break the reliance on money and I just work for random people. But that experience just, it's not relaxing, it's very stressful, and you worry about it all the time still because you're not making enough of it. So I don't think that's really the path for me unless I have some kind of really good remote work. But again, I don't like even remote work. Like, who does? I just want to build things I want to build, sell them or something.
God is how bad my allergies are here. Uh.
So like software is one idea. I'm playing with the idea of sleep technology because I can never find a pillow that I like. So like, why would you even use pillows? Beds are all uncomfortable. I can build a better bed. There's been no innovation in the sleep space for years and years and years, and it's all the same shit. And I guess it works, but it's time to go to work. My alarm's going off. We're going to start getting serious about this whole financial independence thing. And I think that'll be a part of my new channel, but I'll also talk about it here. But this is going to be like more of my philosophy, I think, because that's something I want to develop for the new year, is a personal philosophy for myself, because one thing it's just like, what keeps you going? I mean, a lot of people have religion. I will never have religion, unfortunately. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just something I can never really believe in myself. And I don't know. I can't really explain it to people who have the faith, because if you have the faith, you can't really understand my point of view. That's just how it is. But yeah, a lot of my friends like turn towards religion and stuff now. They wish they embraced it earlier, because it gives them a sense of purpose and belonging and whatnot. But that's not for me. And like, you have the friends who start families for that sense of purpose. Like, sure, I'll start a family if the right person comes along, but right now they haven't, so that's partially, of course, my fault for not going out and being more social, but you can't force those things. So it's not necessarily a priority of mine to start a family. It's just something that, in all likelihood, will happen one day, and I'll just deal with that when it comes. But why not? And yeah, you just gotta kind of accept that fact. So that's what I've done. You have to just find a reason to keep existing. That's like one of the big parts of your 20s, I feel like. It's just, oh man, it's just like, yeah, you have to find a reason to keep going, man, because there isn't one. And that's what, like, no one talks about. And it becomes, like, incredibly obvious if you're totally alone. You have way too much time to think. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? And I kind of like the idea of just living by random probability and random chance. And that's how I've been existing, pretty much. But yeah, there's all this stuff about probability. It's all on my mind now, working with statistics, so. But it's been on my mind for a while. It's come up again. Yeah, I'd like to have a house. Like, I really like to have a space that I can call my own, and I don't see that happening for a really long time if I stay here and keep working at this job, because, I mean, I say the money's good, but it's not that good. It's not buy a house good. It's rent comfortably-ish and always be a little bit stressed about saving money kind of money. So it's good for me to figure out what's next. I'm so sick and tired talking about stuff like this. That's another thing. I always come back to the same shit. My brain is like locked on it, and I can't get away from it. And I don't have anyone to distract me, and it just kind of loops on itself, and I constantly stress about it. Oh, I gotta go to work now. Been up since 5 a.m. because I had a dream about buying a DJ action cam and, oh God, regretting it. Fuck. Alright, that's it. Let's go. Time to be productive.